And so that gave me an idea that maybe she was coming up with this claim to try to help her in family court. Because what better claim to get
Don't
your
you see
kids?
that all the time?
Well, it's always a little bit delicate, at least in my mind, when there's a real alleged victim, when it, not like a drug case, not like just a public crime case, but when there's an actual victim and when it's a woman, you got to be careful because I think there is some level of sympathy. So it's a fine line between wanting to really challenge the credibility, but not go over the top and not be too aggressive. So I find that it's best when we got some actual real evidence to show. So I try to come up with a story, or maybe not a story, but a theory of why somebody would do this. Why would somebody make such an egregious claim if it wasn't true? And I really came to do some research into what was going on with the divorce case. I ended up going and researching like what filings had been done, and I was able to see that she was seeking full custody of the kids. He was obviously seeking, I think he was seeking 50-50, but they were fighting in family court. And so that gave me an idea that maybe she was coming up with this claim to try to help her in family court. Because what better claim to get your kids?
Don't you see that all the time? I see that so much.
Right. And restraining orders too. I mean, it's like, it's so much easier to go into divorce court and saying, look, I've already got a restraining order. He's got a criminal charge against him for hitting me or choking me or whatever. I mean, it's a great thing to tell a family court judge if you want to get kids away from your spouse. So I was able to get some of those records from family court. He had a different family court attorney, but I was able to get some of those records by going into the court file. And that really helped sort of my theory. And, you got to see how each part kind of plays a role in that theory. So her sister being willing to lie for her, I said to the jury at the trial that, look, this is the person that's probably closest to you. You grow up, you confide secrets, you share, core memories. You're probably closest to a sibling as you are with anybody in life. And so if you're going to try to cover for somebody, it's going to be your sister. And so even though her sister testified having seen these marks, I was able to say, well, look, I mean, nothing to corroborate that. And again, the lack of photos, the lack of the sister calling the police. I mean, geez, if I don't have a sister, but if I had a sister who came to me having been strangled by her husband, I'd want to either kill the guy or call the police or both.